Hello there, welcome back to Kongo. So last time I managed to westernize, and as a result of that, I'm currently kind of not a good spot, let's just say that. We have 0 manpower, stability at -3, not much prestige and 0 legitimacy as well. So what I'm going to do is actually accept whatever these Jalovian nationalists want me to do. It's a call, I'm not converting it, there's literally no reason of me whatsoever to try and interfere with their work. The only thing I'll lose is prestige and a little bit of income, but I can live with that. What we'll do instead is try to get the, let's see, 25 prestige and a lot of cash, but once again, it's something I can live with. It'll take a little while if I need to convert this thing, but I don't, so that's perfect. But as I was saying, what we are going to do is save up some administrative points. We're going to, first and foremost, get our stability back to 0. That will be the goal. The problem, of course, is that I have some issues here. Mostly the religious issues, and that also puts me in a position where I'm kind of tempted here to actually release those guys. No, I'm not. Not really. But the Protestant setup here is really screwing me over, and also the fact that Kongo itself is shamanist and I can't convert it due to the high tax income in the province. So we're not going to annex any of our vassals. Not yet. There's no purpose whatsoever to do that. I'll simply get higher, or my current problems will only get worse by doing that, so no, I'm not going to put myself in an even, well, worse position. We are, however, going to fire our mercenaries in an effort to try and get a little bit extra gold here, and I think I can allow myself to hire a level 1 administrative guy. This stability cost guy will definitely be useful, so hopefully now we can use him to bring our stability back up into a, well, into the positive, so to speak. No idea why I'm actually using money on fleet maintenance or on maintenance. We'll simply try to go in 0 until we're back at positive stability and can start trying to get that first idea set, which will definitely be, let's see, did I just make it worse to convert a Protestant province? No, luckily enough I didn't. But as I was saying, what we'll be trying to do is simply get stability back up into 0 so we can start trying to increase legitimacy again. And other than that, we'll just try to get our country up and running. That's basically just the way we'll try to catch up with the Europeans in tech. And after that, I'll probably actually I'll probably consider going after the nations that's currently in the sea. And the reason for that is fairly simple. Or the nations in America. By taking a lot of colonial nations, I'll be able to get a lot of extra income for without basically sacrificing anything. The only thing that's kind of worrisome is that Castile and Portugal are taking on Morocco and Algiers. It's not something I like. Also, Castile is currently fighting Portugal. And it seemed like they were winning, but they didn't actually take anything. For some reason, England has Navarra. Once again, something that doesn't make sense, but luckily enough... Oh no. There will be a Spain, it looks like, but luckily enough, Joanna here sucks, but she's good at everything that doesn't have to do with... well, she's good at military, so that's kind of a problem for us. But we'll have to see. If Castile and England actually end up fighting, and to some extent Castile manages, or Castile and England screw each other up, that would be great. France could potentially be a problem if they start, well, if they start expanding into Africa. That's highly unlikely, however, so I do doubt that. But they could potentially become a problem. Other than that, I think things will go rather swimmingly. I have these guys as my master, Songhai, Hausa, and Kanem Bonu. They will be integrated as soon as I can get a little bit of missionary power. Mali will be a little bit annoying to try and dismantle here, but luckily enough, at least they had a claim on Timbuktu, but they don't anymore. But I think I can try and just either eat them piece by piece or just make something work. The Mudapa I can vassalize, pretty sure of. Yeah, definitely sure I can actually vassalize these guys in 1 or 2 wars. Probably, I might actually be able to do the same thing with Kilva here, but it's going to take a little bit of time. I might actually go for the vassalization of Adal, since they do have these 2 cores, and we'll have to see how I'll actually go forward. But the plan here from this point, I know I've been shouting a lot, I'll stop now. The plan is to get a stability up to 3, then get colonization ID group, and hopefully from there we can only prosper. Sorry for my babbling, I'll get back to playing. Military attack 4 has been reached, the Pike Square. With that we get an increase in military tactics by 0.25. Morale by 0.5, I can now build an armory. And we have some Arca Patriots in Ansiku. I believe this province already have... who did? no, I think this province will just accept whatever terms they have. It's better than sacrificing manpower, I think. Or do I want to try and fight them? Well, we'll fight them, just for the heck of it. I'll still need 2 or 3 months just to get morale up. But I think we should be able to beat them. At least that's what I'm hoping. The heir, however, is an idiot. So I don't think I want him to take the throne. I think hopefully this guy will survive for a little bit and then we can have the heir die. That's the plan. But now my guys here are most likely going to lose. No, we didn't lose, but we sacrificed far too many men for just that little piece of control. So I think we're going back to the coast and just hiding. It seems to be the best idea for my guys right now. But I'm going to continue trying to tech up, and we'll see if I can catch up to the Europeans. Diplomatic tech here has reached level 4, marketplace and dock. Trade trains increased by 10, can now build a dock and can now build a marketplace. And AK Patriots have once again risen up in Ansi. This time I'm just going to allow them to siege the province, then we'll, well, surrender to any terms they might have. I'm going to do this for a while, just to be perfectly clear. I'm not going to sacrifice any more manpower. I need it if anyone ever attacks me. Let's just be perfectly honest about that. And as such, I'll be very careful with using it. If it's just rebels and I already have a very low prestige, I might as well just surrender. Because once I start colonizing and once things start going better, the prestige is going to go up rather quickly. Of course, problem is that legitimacy is low. But it will be low, I'm pretty sure, for the entire reign of this king. So that is going to be a bummer, but not really too much I can do about it per se. And I know, I'm actually inviting more rebels in by doing this, but I'm pretty sure this is the best, or at least for me, I view this as the best way. I'll continue with saving up points. We're going to back up to 0, and then we're going to start investing in tech. This is a tough one. France is actually offering us an alliance. An alliance with France could really be bountiful. And also, with my prestige, it doesn't really matter if I just honor it. So France, by having the French here as my ally, and they are allied with Austria, Bohemia, and, well, Brittany. It's just Austria there that's actually a really good ally. But this will at least allow me to do a lot of other stuff, so to speak. I'm also back at serious stability. I have some issues with rebels still. But I think I can pull through if I just, well, play carefully, so to speak. I'm also going to lower my own, well, army right now. It might be a very bad idea to do so, but I kind of need to, I need to fix the army maintenance problem. And I kind of want to keep the advance in order to try and speed things a little bit up here. I could embrace the counter-reformation. Get a couple of extra missionaries, get a couple of extra missionary strength. But, let's face it, it won't really help. The only thing I'll be able to convert is the Shamanist province here. Everything else has the religious seal. So, it doesn't really matter if I take the counter-reformation. Also due to the fact that I've accepted some of the rebels' terms, more or less, and that is kind of why it's not a good idea. What I'm actually thinking here is I will turn Protestant, or Reformed, before the end of everything here. Subsidies! We're getting money from France, which is great. That actually keeps me alive, at least. So, can't complain about that. Eradicate the heretics, or we should strive for a tolerant society. So, apparently I'm still getting a religious civil disorder. Which sucks, because that means I lose another point of stability, everyone gets mad, we get a civil war, revolts are going to be plentiful. Let's see here, a ton of them. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to ignore stability at this point and focus on getting tech up. And hope for some good events. That's basically all I can do at this point, really. There's not really much else. Can issue a new edict for 40. By time is best spent elsewhere. We will do empty words. The Edict of Tolerance, proclaimed by Antinu the First a short while back, has proven to be nothing more than mere words. There have been several violent incidents and atrocities against religious minority groups since the declaration, where Antinu the First has taken the stance of complete ignorance. Well, we'll issue a new edict. Hopefully, we can solve this without too many rebels. That's the main goal. But, as you know, my goals have a tendency to change very quickly a lot of the time. We'll take ignorance as bliss. That's actually the second time I've gotten that in 2 years. Which sucks, because my prestige is already at bottom, and it will not get higher. That is for certain. Standardized pikes. Combat width increased by 2. Infantry sharpness 0.15. I can now use men-at-arms and longbows. So I guess we'll upgrade to men-at-arms. Yeah, we'll upgrade to those guys. And we'll wait for administrative tech. Basic financial instruments, level 5 trade tech, or diplomatic tech. I just like to call it trade tech. Trade range increased by 20, trade efficiency increased by 10%. Also, more rebels. So we'll see how this goes. Admin tech, tourism reach, feudal monarchy. Well, now we can actually have despotic and feudal monarchy, which is actually what I already have, so that's not really too interesting. Next one will be a little bit better. Production efficiency will help with our already terrible economy. But what we're looking for is, well, 4, so I guess I'll just try and get that. Diplomatic and military tech 6 has been reached to embassies. I can now build an embassy. Diplomatic side. On the military side, I get military tax by 0.25, combat with increased by 2, and infantry shrunk by 0.30. All in all, not that useful. At least not right now. Will be later, but not right now. We're at least starting to catch up. We are 5 tax behind the others. I still have the French as my ally. They also love me dearly, and I love them dearly. And with this, we should probably be able to... I could probably use them to fight Castile and Portugal, which will be the goal here. I need these islands. I don't need these. They aren't actually part of Africa. For some reason, as you can see, they're actually part of the Spanish region of Europe. So I have nothing to worry about there. I need, well, everything green you see in this map here. And also this red coastal area. But that's really about it. The islands here, I believe I need this island too. But that is really about it. So it's not really that much. The problem is, of course, just getting it. If Morocco gets a little bit smaller, I can use them. But Portugal has already had them revoke their cause. So the only real reason or real way I can do this is probably by trying to, well, hand over whatever they have claimed to. And I can always try to sell them to them. Although it probably won't work out. We'll simply have to wait and see. For now, I'm still about 600 points shy of Admin Tech 4. I'm going to save whatever diplomatic power I can, so I can actually try and get two or three ideas at once. We're also going to, as I said, turn Protestant. And the reason for that is fairly simple. By turning Protestant, I'll be able to, first of all, convert everything. Ideas will be cheaper. I might as well just show the gains of each here. I'll have better tax modifier, have better idea cost. I could also go reform if I want to trade, but I think we won't. As you can see, a Calic doesn't really give it too many, well, benefits per se. Not right now, as you can see here. There's just turmoil, legitimacy. Nothing is really helping. So we are definitely going to turn, I think, Protestant, and we're going to use that as our front. Of course, France will probably not like that, but we'll have to see. I'll consider it up to the point that I actually convert. Medieval Administration 3 has been reached, production efficiency increased by 10%, I can now support rebels. Not that interesting. I need 448 points for next one, which is their idea group. So we're definitely going to save our diplomatic points. Hopefully I can get it soon. We got military tax 7, the Limber, with a military tax plus 0.25, infantry 5 0.10, artillery 5 by a whole point. And I can now start using, well, cannons with a large cannons bronze mortar, and I can build... No, it's actually a Hoofness, another cannon. I thought I could build something, but I was just confused, or I confused myself. I also forgot that I wanted to make the heir a general. And, of course, he turned into be a useless general. He has 1 siege. That is perfectly useless in battle, which is probably what I'll have to use him for. What I think we'll do once we actually start getting colonies is colonize these 2 spots first. And the reason is simple. Well, we already have a border with Mali. But by colonizing these 2, I'll be able to, first of all, get a little bit of extra base tax. The problem, of course, is that I might want to try annexing one of my vassals here, for the simple reason that there's a ton of natives here, so I could potentially screw all of my plans up. I might go for something else, but I'm a little bit unsure. We need at least to build... I need to build up my army to about 12,000 men, I think, if I want to deal with these guys. We might actually just colonize them one at a time. I'll actually have to consider this, and the reason once again is fairly simple. I need to be able to I don't know if I want the people here or if I just murder them. I'm very tempted to just go ahead and murder them in order to make sure that I'll be safely getting what I want here. So I think we'll actually move. No, we'll wait a little bit longer. We'll move our troops over here and then we'll murder natives. But for now, I'll wait until I get that next level admin tech. So, just when I actually start to need those, well, diplomacy points, the king died, which led to a stability drop, and Enrique is now king. 302, crappy. Sebastio, however, is the heir, 433. I kind of want him on the throne ASAP. He's just 1 year old, though. And Henry will probably live forever. That is kind of the feeling that I get so far. But we can actually start moving our troops and thus start to get ready for, well, colonization here, and that is going to be, it is going to be important. Let's just say that. The only thing I'm kind of contemplating is whether or not I should, go ahead and boost first. I probably should go ahead and boost ability rather than go ahead and get the ideas. And the reason for that is simple. I want to convert, and if I do that after I start colonizing, I'm pretty sure that it won't really work. So, or no, it will, I think. It might be that I'm confusing myself. We'll take the national idea, then we'll try to convert. I might have to recall and resend the colonists, but it should work. That is what I'm getting at here. I'll sacrifice 80 diplomacy points doing this, but I think it's perfectly fine. Exploration ideas will be our first group here. And we'll take colonial ventures, gives a colonist, and quest for new world right away here. I'll also recruitment of explorers and conquistadors. With this, we could potentially start attacking Mudapau and Kilva, but I think we'll wait with that just a little while. So, while I get my troops back up and running to the maximum here, and we also go ahead and fire this guy. Don't really have, no, I will keep him until I have, until I've gotten my points up, or gotten the point up a little bit more. And I'll hire 2 more men-at-arms just to be sure that we can actually defeat these guys. Send a colonist there. And we'll start a colonization, well, experiment, next time. Sorry, I was just thinking there. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like. And hopefully, you've enjoyed this. Bye.